revelations today about Sarah Palin's time on the campaign trail, and the reports are not flattering. And Jeff Rosen is live at the news desk with a special behind-the-scenes look into the McCain-Palin meltdown.
Yeah, sort of. It's fascinating either way. I'll take a little bit of this. Newsweek magazine reports today that John McCain rarely spoke to Sarah Palin during the entire campaign. And more information is also coming out today on that reported high-end shopping spree. It turns out Palin was told to buy just 3 suits for the convention. Plus, an aide says the total bill is, quote, tens of thousands more than what was first reported. Those juicy little tidbits and much more, all a part of Newsweek's exclusive behind-the-scenes reporting from the McCain and the Obama camps. Katie Connolly was part of that special team of reporters who was granted year-long backstage access to the campaigns. Hi, Katie.
Good morning. How are you?
So you had to keep all of this confidential. That was part of the deal, right, until the day after the polls close?
That's exactly right. We had made an arrangement with the campaigns that we would embargo all of the information they gave us until the campaign was over.
We could probably chat for a few hours about this with some of your best stories, but lay it out for me. Let's talk about Sarah Palin first. What is your best Sarah Palin story that we never heard about, but you were biting your tongue to tell us?
Well, I think the big revelations are really about the shopping spree that she went on. From what I was told, Nicole Wallace was asked to hire a stylist for Sarah Palin and told them to buy 3 suits for her for the convention. Staffers also were instructed to buy Todd Palin a new suit. That was kind of the end of the involvement with the shopping from the McCain campaign itself, but it didn't end there. She went shopping from coast to coast. I think one of the aides described it as the Wasilla Hillbillies looting Neiman Marcus from coast to coast, which is a pretty damning quote. But basically what I've learned is that Sarah Palin looks like she spent between $20,000 and $40,000 on her husband, clothes for her husband,
wow,
somewhere between $20,000 and $35,000 on clothes for her children. There was one staffer joked about the daughters walking around in Gucci shoes. I was also told that staff were shocked to learn that she had perhaps purchased 13 suitcases to carry all of this stuff around in,
well, I guess
and now
you need 13
some of it is
right?
quote, missing.
Yeah. Let's talk about Palin's comfort level for a minute among campaign staffers. One night, Steve Schmidt and Mark Salter went into her hotel room, we're told, after one of her briefs. Apparently, she was only wearing a towel, and her hair was still wet. And she told them to chat with her husband, Todd. "I'll be just a minute," she said. What was her? I mean, that's pretty comfortable, I guess, for somebody who's pretty new to this campaign at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody ever questioned that Sarah Palin is an incredibly confident woman, and she was not fazed at all by joining the McCain campaign. You know, there's also stories of her kids sort of taking over the Straight Talk Express, which Senator McCain really enjoyed, although changing diapers on the Straight Talk Express was kind of a new experience for all of those guys, I guess.
What about this report that she barely ever talked to John McCain? What was that relationship really like behind the scenes?
You know, from what I understand, it's no secret that John McCain and Sarah Palin didn't really know each other before this happened. He'd spoken to her once on the telephone and met her at the Republican Governors Association before the day he met with her to offer her the position. So they weren't really close, but from what it looks like towards the end of the campaign, we were told that Senator McCain and Governor Palin were really only speaking once per week on the phone. It wasn't a close relationship at all, and she was becoming more and more assertive on the stump with her social views, which don't exactly match John McCain's. We were told that she refused to acknowledge Senator John Sununu and Jeb Bradley up in New Hampshire when she was on stage with them, and didn't want them to be on the stage with her at all because her views don't align with theirs. Very interesting.
Now, if you saw SNL, and most of us did, when Tina Fey walked off and said, "I'm going rogue," and she held up Sarah Palin in 2012, here's what the real Sarah Palin had to say when she was asked about the possibility of a real run in 2012. Take a listen.
Seems like it's so far. 2012, we'll be enrolling him in kindergarten. She'll be heading to what, about 5th grade, 6th grade by then. Those are my thoughts at this point, is 2012 seeming a long way off today.
That's what she says publicly, Katie. From what you've seen behind the scenes, is there a real chance of this in 2012? Does she want to? Would McCain support her on that?
Well, one aide told me that prior to the end of the campaign, they'd heard reports of Todd Palin calling around Alaska officials saying, "Hold your powder till 2012. So I think she's got some fairly large ambitions.
Katie Connolly from Newsweek, thanks so much. Fascinating look from your Newsweek reporting behind the scenes. I don't know how you got that assignment. That's awesome. Anyway, thanks so much, Katie. Appreciate it.